I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101, 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
5 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Thursday morning. You just about made it through the week. You just about made it through the month already. It's July 23rd. Hard to believe. You know, talking about Halloween, my brain is a little mixed up right now. I'm feeling like it should be more of October. Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. He deals with real blood, and it is scary if there is no real blood when you need real blood. And the only way we ever get real blood is when volunteers go into the blood centers and say, you know what, I've got some extra time and some extra blood. Let me lay down and let you do your thing. And that's what LifeSouth does. They make it easy for you, and you leave knowing that you've saved at least 3 lives somehow. Don't know exactly how that works, but Galen can explain it. Galen, you're on the phone from LifeSouth. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Where are you?
I'm in Gainesville.
You got there early today. Got a big meeting or something?
Yeah, I'm just going on the road. So.
Oh, you're going on the road. Where are you heading to today?
Atlanta.
Another trip to Atlanta.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's see. What did I want to tell you? Oh, you know what today's thing is? Are your boys, are they in high school sports? Middle school sports?
Well, they're not in high school yet.
Middle school sports.
Well, I mean, they have been, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Caleb will be in high school this year.
And you
not to play baseball.
And you were a sports guy in school, right?
Yes.
All right. So I have the struggles that only high school athletes understand.
Okay.
That's the topic today. And I was looking at this.
I guess that's if you probably care about. I didn't care about school much when I was in high school, so I'm a bad example. But that's
really? Oh, really? But I can see how these things apply not just to athletics, though. I can see how this applies to anybody trying to be good at anything, really. I can see this. Well, you'll see when we get there. Sure. So how's the blood supply? What do we need to know?
Again, we need O. We need type O. Our supply is dwindling. Our usage is way up, and we need O donors and we need platelets. That's where we're at.
Wow, a lot of O gets used because O is the universal donor.
That's right, and it's also O positive makes up 47% of the population. So,
well,
that's
really,
why we always need it.
So when I give what is mine? B positive? That's what mine is,
yes.
Right? So when I give my B positive, there's somebody out there who may need it, they may not need it, because they could go for the O.
No. You got to remember when you have your, I think it's 15% have B positive. So you're going to go to that 15%. But as a B positive, you can also take units from O. So you can take red cells from an O positive or an O negative. So that's the issue. And so when you're in a trauma situation, they'll start giving you O positive or O negative.
Wow. And it happens all the time. I mean, obviously you hear
all the time.
There's not a time. There is not a time. Robin, correct me if I've got I'm missing a time. There's not a time when we're speaking to somebody in a big city, whether it's Miami or New York or Chicago, because we speak to authors all over the world. Mm-hmm. There's not a time when, if they are near a window, New York is a great example for this, where you don't hear a siren. There's always a siren.
Always, yes.
There's always a fire engine, an ambulance. There's always something outside their window.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely right.
And in Ocala, I mean, Ocala's not a big town, but it's probably true most of the time here. Mm-hmm. You know? I hear sirens at least once a day, right? There's at least.
Yeah, a lot of traumas out there.
Yeah.
At least.
All right, let's go to the phone, and then we'll do our fun stuff. Good morning. You're on the air with Galen.
Good morning. I just wanted to send kudos to you guys for. I am a volunteer over at Discovery Center, and a guy, I forget his name, Tom, came over and gave a great instruction for the kids all about blood bank and the platelets and the plasma. And had little tests, beautiful. And then he made kept the kids very interested and made it a nice game afterwards, and it was a lot of fun. And I think I highly recommend him to any organization with kids in it that like to know stuff about that.
That's great. I'm assuming that's Tom Davis?
Yeah,
Yes,
Tom Davis.
that's
And thank you
yeah.
very much. And we work really hard at developing what we call our kids in the classroom. And we do these presentations to groups and schools all over the Southeast. And that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of that I had a hand in creating and dealing with and developing. So I'm really, really proud of that. And Tom does an amazing job of presenting it. So he's probably our best presenter. And he does more than anybody else in our organization. So, it's awesome.
Plus, he's a disc jockey at 11 on Sundays on one of the other stations. So, yeah.
He's a talk show host.
Yeah. He's a talk show host.
You can call him a disc jockey. He doesn't mind because he is the king of all Ocala media.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Yeah. That was
I
sweet.
just wanted to put that in. He's a great guy, and he does a great job, and we had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was sweet. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I trained him well.
Well, you do the same thing. You just go to Atlanta. So he does it here. You're in Atlanta.
In Alabama. And
Well, I take care of the system, and he takes care of the local area. We have Toms, and we have 6 of them in the organization. So.
Wow.
Well, you guys, I mean, I could add to the kudos if you want, and I'm sure Robin could. We all can. And every time you go in there, everybody's super nice.
Yes.
And, there was a topic this morning that I chose not to use. Instead, I chose the athletic thing. But the one I chose not to use, I'll bring it up real quickly, because it's about working in retail and working with the public in general. And so many organizations like yours that do work with the public, you have no choice. Well, any business has no choice. You have to work with them. You have to have customers. And in your case, you have to have donors. But there's never been a time when I've been at LifeSouth, and gosh, this sounds like I'm trying to do a Chamber of Commerce piece for the LifeSouth. But it's absolutely true what I'm about to say. Everybody treats us really super nice. I mean, if you seem to indicate the slightest bit of being faint, they will all gather around you. They'll put a pillow under your head. I mean, I like the attention. I'll just fake it sometimes.
With all those cute ladies you have there.
Yeah, I mean,
they swarm.
And it's
and swoon.
And it's fun. They usually got in the bus. They usually have some cool music going.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they don't ever have WOCA on, but
yeah, well, it's
because we don't have.
Well, let's be honest. You don't want to you don't want to listen to a talk show when you're donating blood. So
especially if people are arguing.
Unless, of course, it's this segment.
That's right.
Unless it's this segment.
This is a good segment.
Because then, it's just kind of cool to say, I'm in the bus, and the guy speaking on the radio in the bus has his name outside the bus.
That's right. He does.
And one time I even saw Christy's name hanging up in the bus on a sheet of, like a Post-it note.
Yeah, that was cool. Taking care of business all the time.
All right. Let me mention that that was a great call, and it kind of underscores what we've known forever, that LifeSouth is just filled with great people doing great things, and it's all non-self-serving. It's all to help others. You benefit, I benefit, everybody benefits from the work that LifeSouth does. So that's why it's important to get the word out about what they do. Penn Flooring makes that possible because they sponsor this segment, and they have some beautiful flooring. So give them a little love. Yeah, I mean, they're helping us out, so help them out.
I like it.
Yeah, they've got over 25 years of experience, and they'll make your home look beautiful from the floor up. And the showroom where you can check it all out is at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge, which is called the McKay Williams Bridge.
Yep.
And again, Penn Flooring, thank you. Let's go take a quick phone call again. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
I may be too late, but I wanted to say that when I go to the LifeSouth Blood Bank, it's like taking my mini vacation. They are so wonderful, and you get to watch a movie. They feed you. They give you something to drink. You can have popcorn. It's just a wonderful day, and it's doing good, too. So when I go home, I feel wonderful about my vacation.
Wow. 2 sweet calls today. Beautiful.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we really work hard at that. I mean, what we talk about all the time is it's in my job, I can get you there to come once. That's my job, is to get people to come to the blood center once. But the reason people come back, and they come back all the time, is because of our staff and how they're dealt with and the customer service. And so we work really, really hard at that, and that's always good to hear. And so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, nice.
I'll make sure that I pass along those kudos.
Nice calls. Well, you guys do a great job, and it's nice to hear that kind of feedback, actually. So, all right, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll continue this Love Fest.
Yes.
Plus, we'll talk about the struggles that only high school athletes understand. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a couple of thunderstorms around this afternoon and this evening. The high today 89 to 93. And partly to mostly cloudy later tonight, though 74 to 78. Clouds will limit sunshine tomorrow. Look for a couple of thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. The high 86 to 90. And for Saturday, clouds and limited sun with a shower and thunderstorm or two around. High 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They could create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Want to learn more about your furnace or air conditioner? Tune in this Saturday for free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com. Saturday, free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com.
17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 79 degrees, by the way, here at the studios of The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. There is a 60% chance we'll see rain today. High temperatures around 88 degrees, so not too bad. I actually think that parts of the Northeast have had a hotter summer than we have, based on some of our guests that we've had calling in. Yesterday, we had a guest in New York City, and she said like 2 days ago it was 100 degrees. And I can remember as a kid, I grew up on Long Island, but I would be in the city a lot. I hated to be in the city in the summer because, well, as a kid, you don't really spend a whole lot of time indoors. You're outdoors a lot, and it was just so hot around that concrete and that asphalt, and just so hot. Galen Unold is on the phone, of course, from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. And gosh, it's been a really complimentary kind of a morning, huh?
I love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Better than not being complimentary.
Right. And you want to know something? I think that's a good part of what we need to do, even though it's kind of impossible to do it on our own, because you can't really brag about how nice you are. You have to have other people say that. And it's kind of scary. It would be the first time going into a place. Who are you going to face? Are they going to think you're dopey because you're asking questions that you're scared about? And
yeah.
So that's
and that's an important part. And they talk about it all the time. You have to, if you have a question about anything, let us know. I mean, you can call up and be autonomous on this radio station, or just call us on the phone at 622-3544. We'll answer your questions. So.
All right, so the struggles only high school athletes understand, and my little pre-thing to say is that some of this applies to musicians too. I'll just say that. Some of this, it really does. It really does.
I'm sure it does.
We'll kind of compare notes here. All right, the first one does not apply to musicians. When you rolled your ankle and you had to use crutches for a few weeks, you can relate to that, right?
Yeah, well, I never got hurt because in order to get hurt, you had to play a lot, and I didn't. I practiced a lot, but I didn't actually play much in games. So, I didn't. I never rolled my ankle in high school. No,
I can remember that. I can remember the kid.
I got stabbed and couldn't play
By what?
Or basketball my junior year.
What did you get stabbed by?
I was in I was in my graphics art class, and I turned around and this guy was holding his X-Acto knife wrongly, and it caught me right in the shoulder.
Oh, that's not good.
I had like 10 stitches, and that was the end of my high school basketball career because I couldn't go to tryouts and everything. So that was it. Thank you, Kurt Newsom.
You still remember his name?
Of course.
I don't blame you.
Always remember the guy who stabs you.
Have you found him on Facebook so you could harass him?
No, it was fine. It was fine the next day. We were good friends.
No, I don't understand this one. Here's another struggle only high school athletes understand. When you accidentally called your girlfriend football or coach, did you accidentally call your girlfriend football?
I can't imagine.
Well,
I can imagine
know about
coach.
Football, but I've called again when you're in the middle of the season and you've got a week and you're practicing the other 3 days a week and you're on the you're traveling in the bus together and it's a tight group. I've called my mom coach and my dad coach. Yeah, absolutely.
That is kind of funny.
Absolutely.
All right. Here's one. I think you might be able to relate to this if you are not. Let's see. This is not just for athletes, but this is probably just for school events. Making sure your basketball uniform, it says basketball, I guess any uniform, making sure your uniform was washed and ready before the next game.
Well, the thing is you didn't take home your uniform. I mean, there was it didn't leave the building. I mean, it was washed for you. So.
Oh really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. You had to make sure you had your shoes and maybe your socks. No, we had socks, but yeah. I mean.
So what about the marching band, Robin?
The marching band takes their uniforms home, and they're
Well,
responsible
the
for
band,
cleaning them and stuff.
The marching band is huge. So, I mean, there's a lot more people in the marching band than there are basketball players, and they don't have the money that football players do. So,
by the way, a performer calls the people watching an audience. A pastor calls the people watching a congregation. What does a team call the people watching? Just spectators?
Spectators.
Fans.
Oh, okay. I like that. Fans. Mm-hmm. Or the crowd. The crowd. Okay. Here's another one that only high school athletes understand. When you ran so many stairs, you had to stop because you legitimately forgot how your legs worked.
Well, I've done that even after I played. I've during like conditioning. So before the season starts and you really start to work on plays and everything else, and you're just doing conditioning. You have lines. It's called the Superman, where you run to the foul line, you run back to the baseline, from the baseline to the half court, and it's called Supermans. And so I kid you not, the first day of my freshman year, after we were done with conditioning, the first time I ran up the court, I touched the foul line and ran back to the baseline, and my coach went crazy. I'm like, I thought I was running a Superman, and we were playing a scrimmage, so I can kind of. People who played basketball and done Supermans kind of get that joke. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. The next
it was one of those moments.
The next one,
Nice.
I can't imagine swimming laps for 3 hours. But the next one says waking up at 6 a.m. only to hop into a freezing cold swimming pool to swim laps for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm not a swimmer, but those people are. I mean, again, every athlete of every. In order to be at that level, you got to remember you're in the 5% of that group, and so you have to be pretty darn committed to it, and they have to get their grades done and homework done and everything else, and still show up for practice, and so
yeah,
that's the kind of commitment it takes.
And that is there's the connection right there with the music. I mean, you have to. There's no way you can't practice. With whatever
sure.
it is.
In my high school that I graduated from up in Cudahy, if you wanted to do anything extracurricular, like be a member of the band, be a sports guy, football, basketball, cheerleader, you had to maintain a C or higher average. or else, they wouldn't take you, because they really stressed academics, and they said if you can maintain a C or higher average, you can play the sports, because that's where it's all at once all is said and done. So I think that's really wonderful. I think the schools should adapt that kind of policy.
I think they do, don't they?
They have. They always
Not
have.
C and
yeah.
over, no.
Where?
Not down here. It's like D or something like that.
No, it's 2.5.
Is it C? Is it? Oh, 2.5.
Yeah, it's 2.5.
Okay.
Now, when I went to school, it was a 1.5.
Oh,
So
gosh.
that's why I maintained my 1.7 throughout my high school career. So,
All right, the next
I
one.
graduated high school with a 1.7. I mean, that's true, right? I did.
I don't know that. I did not.
Did not know that.
Yeah, 1.7. I would have graduated with lower if I hadn't had athletics. So,
You just didn't like school.
I liked school. I just didn't study. That was a difference.
All right, the next.
I like going to school.
Next struggle that high school athletes understand: when your non-athletic friends get to chill out after school while you practice,
Yeah, absolutely.
watching you eat ice cream.
Absolutely.
I mean, watching you while they are eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, that was never an issue for me, but I had a lot of friends or several friends who are wrestlers, and when they were cutting weight, and they're at lunch, and you're eating a hamburger or something, and they're eating cottage cheese and broth and beef broth. So because they got to make weight, I mean that's the commitment right there.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Talk about maintaining grade. I was not a jock. I was a schlock, a geek. But I knew a guy on the football team who needed help in English to keep on the team, and that was my protection against bullies.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, I kept him on the football team, and he walked around real close to me, so the bullies stayed away.
Oh my!
He never had to touch anybody.
Oh my goodness!
He had a stare that could cut right through you.
Twofold. I love that.
Yeah.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, that works. That's good stuff.
Have a good day.
I'm guessing that's another thing athletes can understand is the need for a little bit of help and the reciprocity.
Right.
Well, the important thing that athletics teaches you is that most athletics, team athletics, is that you can't do it by yourself. You've got to get help sometimes, and it also helps you be able to accept that help with coaching and everything else. And that's why I believe that team sports, if you're a player in a team sport, there's more likely that you're going to be a better employee because you're more apt to listen, you're more apt to learn, and be a part of a bigger team. So.
Here's another thing: getting up at 5 a.m. to go to a track meet in another town. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
That's something.
I didn't run track, but yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, and any sport or anything. Again, for the band, it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, we'd get up when I was in college. My freshman year, I played baseball at Flagler, and you get up at 4 a.m. to drive all the way to Daytona Beach to play a doubleheader. That was hard.
So I'm guessing this,
especially if you were out all night.
I'm guessing the next one, the next one doesn't apply to basketball players because their uniform doesn't look like it's hard to get out of. But anyway, getting all geared up only to realize you suddenly had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what uniform that would.
That could be an issue.
Yeah, which uniform? The football uniform.
Football uniform.
Yeah, I see that
the
one.
Baseball uniform. When I played baseball, and you have the athletic cup. That was a pain in the butt. So.
Well, you had it in the wrong place.
Apparently. Hey, put a boom. You had to really, really go like in between innings. You may go out the next inning without one and just hope for the best.
Oh, gee.
All right, the next one is I had to look up what FOMO meant.
What?
Intense FOMO. Does anybody know what? I had to look it up. Do you know what FOMO is, Galen?
No.
FOMO. See, we're all too old. It's fear of missing out. Intense fear of missing out because you're so involved with your sports. Just the weekends you don't really have, the parties you don't really get to go to, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Same as music. You focus
Same thing.
so much on the music that you don't do anything else.
Same thing.
So, people have got to be good at what they do to, sacrifice everything else. And I think I give them kudos.
And I guess we have time for one more. Don't have time for one more? Yeah. When you ran so hard at practice, you could swear you literally went blind at one point.
Wow.
Have done that. Well, it's just because you do, like if you're doing wind sprints, and you do, let's say you do 50 wind sprints, I think you become a fixation comes on. What do you call it? Where you can't breathe? A fixus.
Yeah, you are asphyxiated.
Anyway,
Yes, asphyxiated.
Asphyxiated. There you go.
Or anaphylactic shock.
You just literally aren't getting enough oxygen to your brain. So, yeah.
All right, good stuff. Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile, we're back at the College of Central Florida. So
nice.
Wednesday before through Thursday. It's very exciting.
Go donate blood. It's friendly. Think of the two beautiful calls we had earlier, and go to LifeSouth on the Boulevard if you can't get to the Bloodmobile, and in Denellen by the old Winn-Dixie. Have a great day, Galen. Be careful going to Atlanta.
All right, thanks you guys. Bye all.
All right, bye.
I'm Lillian Wu. The FBI chief speaks out on the danger to Americans from Islamic State.
ISIL is not your parents' Al-Qaeda. It's a very different model, and by virtue of that model,